starting us off with the bans, we have of course SKT being in blue side. They banned out Evelyn, Aatrox and Thresh. Of course these are excellent bans. Evelyn for Lock, Aatrox for Darkin, and I'm not too sure, and Thresh of course, what am I saying, is for Dev. Of course Dev, they are all one trick champions for the Scuffed Ratones. Scuffed Ratones in return retaliate, and there you go, we see the Jarvan ban targeting Toyota Scarlet, Jace ban targeting their top lane, Shin. He is a very strong Jace player and we haven't seen his Jace yet, but definitely something to look out for. And we also have a Jinx ban here against BZ. BZ likes to play the sort of Hido style, AD carries, Jinx, Severe, and that sort of stuff. So let's see, first pick for T0 was in fact that Severe. So as I said, he likes to play that Jinx, that Severe. Scuffed Ratones, what will they retaliate with? We know they like to play the Zeri, they like to play the Jhin, so maybe they pick one of these. Let's see. So I guess they went with Twitch, and the next pick was Rakan. So they secured their bot lane. This could potentially leave them in a gap though in the draft, as picking support very early could lead to some counter picking, but Twitch Rakan it is. I assume the Rakan is comfort, as it's not the most common thing to see with Twitch, but I guess it could work out. Yeah, and I think Sivir might have the lane advantage in there. The pushing, just the DPS before Twitch ramps up. I think Sivir just has it all around better. Alright, let's see what SKT retaliate with. I'm expecting a support pick here and maybe a blind jungler. We've seen Toyota Scarlet sort of play Sejuani quite often if Jarvan is banned. He does like to stick to his characters. And we do see that it was a Rel pickup. So Rel into Rakan. Usually is Rel favored, you can sort of lock him down, but of course Rakan maybe can try to weave in and out, but you know, Rel has this point and click ability on her auto attack, and it could disrupt Rakan quite easily. And the next pick is in fact that Sejuani, so Toyota style, it's sticking to his roots. Let's see the next pick here from Scuffed Ratones, and the last pick before we get into the next bans, and it will be Viego, which is a very, very how you say, it's a statement kind of jungler. This is a jungler that needs to be ahead, needs to have his team coordinate around him, and I find it hard to play Viego when we already locked in something like Twitch, which in itself wants to carry in alone and maybe needs that peel, needs support itself rather than, you know, sort of being helpful towards Viego. So this could be a bit bad in terms of Scuffed Ratones draft, but let's see. The upcoming bans are going to be Renekton and Zyra. Very interesting. So they're thinking it's a Zyra mid lane, but I find that hard to believe. But yeah, Rebenold is playing in mid lane and he does play a lot of Zyra jungle, so I don't know about the top lane. And Renekton, perhaps it's just something that Scuffed Ratones top lane Darkin doesn't want to play against, right? So let's see, SKT here, next bans are going to be that Yasuo and the Ambessa. So Ambessa is strong champ overall, and Shin doesn't want to play into it. Yasuo on the other hand, I think it's a bit trolling if Scuffed Ratones go Yasuo on this draft. They really need some magic damage, but nonetheless it is banned out. It could block out the Sedge ult, I guess, and some of Severe's damage. Let's see next picks here, as Scuffed Ratones lock in the Swain mid lane. It is blind, so it has to be a comfort. Swain could push in those waves, get real tanky. So this is a great pick to go with the Viego. It can assist, lock down certain enemies, bring people to low HP, so that could work out. And meanwhile here at SKT, their next two picks are going to be the Camille. So Camille in the top lane, and that is a blind pick, Camille, of course. So again, I hope this would be comfort for Shin with the Ambessa band. Renekton not being available, few champions perhaps could battle this Camille. Let's see, and the last pick here is going to be a Syndra. So Syndra being the last pick for Rebenold, Syndra into Swain. Not too sure how that works out. I would assume it could be Syndra favored, but if Swain starts landing those E's consistently, getting more and more HP, it's going to be hard for Syndra to sort of whittle him down. And the last pick here from Scuffed Ratones to counter it all. What top lane are we going? It's gonna be nothing but Ergot. So Darkin locks in the Ergot here. Ergot of course can do well into the Camille, you can lock her down. A lot of things Ergot can do, especially in that melee range. He's also really good into the Sejuani, he could bring her very low and potentially help the Viego get his first reset. So I don't mind the Ergot here, especially since SKT kind of want to play into Scuffed Ratones. I really like that they went Swain, they went for the Twitch, they went for Rakan, Ergot. These champions could play really well if the enemy team is engaging into you. Alright guys, so that's it from my end about the draft. Let's get on into the game and see how this game went down. Hello Alucard, I do not like this game. Oy, oy, oy. I hope it's not too bad. Let's see. Alright. This is my first time seeing it, so let's see how it goes. Looking forward to this game. Let's not spoil it yet. Let's see. And anyone in chat here supporting Team Scuffed Ratones or Team SKTT0? It's really nice to see them play. Both these teams are recently formed. SKTT0 have played together, but some players are just not part of that roster. While Scuffed Ratones are a band of friends, and it's really nice to see them participate in this event overall. Typically they like hanging around Valorant rather than League of Legends. Let's see. So clearly a 5-point start here, very calm. Not too much action to go off on. We'll have to see what this leads into. Both junglers starting opposite sides here, so Sejuani could get the first gank off. Camille is one of those champs that does really well when you can gank her and has great setup. It's definitely something to look into. Let's see here. I'm really curious to see this Ergot. It's not every day you see an Ergot, so whenever we have the chance it's nice to see, especially this Twitch as well. Sinister has been playing very consistently. We've seen him on Senna, seen him on Jhin. He does really well with the long range carries. Small trade here favoring Revenant in the mid lane. Let's see. Any predictions for this match? I would assume top lane to be very Ergot heavy, favored in the beginning, so let's see how that goes. And meanwhile in the bot lane, I would assume Jibrizi and Zelian have an easier time overall. I just think Sivir maybe has a lot of agency and Rakan doesn't really have much he can do unless Rel jumps in haphazardly or Sivir oversteps perhaps. But yeah, as we can see, the range advantage here, damage coming out onto Sinister is already enough to consider not taking an all-in. Let's see, both junglers are on a similar path, but we do see Locke being a bit quicker here. Meanwhile in the mid lane, Rebinault keeps finding these positive trades, ending up as well with a CS lead at the moment. That could be something that turns into more, as Rebinault could be a key player in this game. Syndra, if he gets 2 ahead, he could definitely one-shot Sinister, one-shot the lock on Viego just before the fight starts. Rebinault keeps finding these trades. As we said, Darkin finds the first top trade here, but we do see Toyota Starlet is around, and the instant flash from Darkin, I think it's very respectful for him to flash. He knows he's an early game champion, he can't lose this. Meanwhile we see an engage here. Sinister and Sint are jumping out to Jibrizi. Locke is here. The flash for flash traded there supports straight flashes. Jabrizi still has his flash, but that's overall a positive trade for the Scuffed Ratones. Meanwhile here, Darkin still finding that aggression. He doesn't have flash now. He needs to be careful as Toyota Starlet has not given up pursuit. He does find Darkin. That is 2 stuns and a half, and that's first blood given up to Toyota Starlet. Damn. I would expect Darkin to be a bit more respectful, especially after such a flash. It seemed like he was confident there that Starlet is leaving. To be fair, his jungler did recall, so... But Toyota Starlet knew to stay a little bit extra. Alright, overall, do see Locke getting that double longsword. Do we gank Zelian again here? He doesn't have any flash in the bot lane. Oh, Darkin dashing in. But realistically, he's really losing this straight hard. Shin doesn't take any damage here, and somehow Darkin is already almost dead. I would assume he's a combo away from actually falling potentially here, as Shin is playing this lane excellently. Speaking of excellently played, Revenant doing a great job here in the mid lane. Still finding these great trades and still potion ahead at the moment. Let's see. Overall, no CS leads, just very small gaps here and there, but nothing too significant. To see Shin going in quite aggressively there onto Darkin. Curious to see where the main goal difference is. We do see bit more in jungle, but it's really in the mid lane there. 200 gold onto Revenant and 300 gold in the top lane for Shin, and that's a 700 gold lead at the moment for the SKTT0. Might start seeing some action soon as Dragon is started by Locke. We do see SKT members converging onto the area. The blast cone is used by Rebinault. SKT are aware that Dragon is being taken at the moment, and it seems they will respect it as Locke finds a good Dragon timer and secures it for his team. It's the first Dragon there going on to Scuffed Ratones. Hello Waffle, nice to see you. Hope you enjoyed this game. Let's see how it goes. Oh, there's the engage. Synth finds it off of Sinister, and Zelian comes out of the bush, sort of say, hey, I'm here. Seems like Darkin managed to neutralize this top lane. Well done. But he is gonna get caught out a bit out of position yet again. Toyota Starlet is here, and the level 6 Camille will surely mean this is a kill for SKT again. So that's 2-0. Oh, the flash used from Shin. Not too sure if that was necessary, but it is used in the end. That is going to be the second kill. We're 1 kill away from feats here. SKT are sort of gathering all that they can. Yeah, it's now starting to look a bit dangerous here. 20 CS lead for top lane, favoring SKTT0. We also have a about 10 CS lead there in the mid lane. However, Sinister though going a bit strong here with an extra 10 CS on his opponent. These are all things to consider, but it seems like Sinister drops 2 waves to try and maybe get a sneaky gank off here onto Revenant. Doesn't seem like it will work out, as it seems like Scuffed Ratones are actually planning to go for this Void Grabs. Locke gets flashed on. A nice dodge there. Revenant finds the kill here onto Aspect. Sorry, the stun. Alright, let's see it. Darkin lands the ult. There's another ult there from Locke. That's one reset. Shut down. Going over to Darkin. That's the second kill picked up by Sinister. And a great play overall by the Scuffed Ratones. Meanwhile, Revenant finds Aspect. Aspect using his ult to gain health, just barely there surviving. And we see here Scuffed Ratones sort of rallying forth. A lot of flashes being used. Let's see how that flip goes. Darkin flips. Toyota Starlet Synth fails the E. He does get stunned. The flash for flash. I lost count how many flashes that was. But the end result is 2 kills and grabs up for Scuffed Ratones. Lots of action here. Very equal game so far, and I like that the earlier aggression that SKT got was now neutralized, with Scuffed Ratones finding a couple of plays here in the top side. It does mean that Gibrizi caught up in CS though. And we also see Locke now surpassing Toyota Starlet in CS by quite an amount. So we have a 20 CS lead in top lane and a 20 CS lead in mid lane for SKT. So that's going to contribute a lot to the goal differential. Let's see how the game goes. We need to see how Scuffed Ratones sort of continue on this tempo. They have full objective control at the moment. Great control overall. Oh, a great flip there by Darkin. Finds the trade, but the damage that Camille does is simply quite high at the moment, especially with that Sheen. Let's see, we still have Sejuani ult to see get used. That's a long range stun that we can combo. Maybe we can use it in bot lane. As we see, perhaps SR's team are overstepping their boundaries here in the bot side. So let's see. A lot of people partying today, Saturday in Malta, 8 PM. It's time to get your drinks on or to enjoy a nice League of Malta stream. Oi oi oi. Alright guys, let's see how it goes. It's a bit tricky to call it at the moment. 700 gold is the difference. But we can see a lot of strength from both sides. Dragon is coming up soon. That could be a deciding factor here, as we do see the BF sword now completed on Gibrizi. Let's see, Toyota Starlet opting for that Sunfire Cape. Not the most common item you would see on Sedge Jungle, but it is chosen. Oh, Aspect gets seriously caught out of position there. Instantly ulted by Toyota Starlet, and that's the first skill of the series. That's Feast of Strength as well. And we do see Darkin here finding the play onto Shin. Is it too late though? The ult does run out, the Camille shield being enough to keep him steady there. And we do see the third dragon of the game, sorry, the second dragon going over to SKTT0. So nice play there. Pick on the mid lane into that dragon. But here we go. Zelian using all his abilities to push. So we see SR running out of that. I wasn't too sure if more will happen in that play, but seems like it was not the case. So let's see. How's the CS looking? Damn, we have a 30 CS lead in the top lane, favoring SKT here with the full Trinity Force being complete for Shin. There's Darkin flipping Shin. Here's Locke. Can they get the kill? There's the stun landed. Huge damage coming out of Shin. There's the AoE slow. A nice flash from Locke to deny the escape. A flash for flash as Shin gets away. Damn, what an escape by Shin. But what a play by Locke, trying his darnest to keep him there, to keep him in the play. Potentially saving that, but in the end we just blow a mid flash, giving some space for Darkin to farm up and get back into this game. Toyota Starlet in the meanwhile does have the ultimate, and he is looking to get a lane gank in. He could of course find it if SR do overstep here. Oh no, this could be a solo kill, as Sintop actually ults in onto Darkin. Darkin getting a lot of damage onto him, and there's the final Q as Zin gets the solo kill. It's 2 kills onto this Camille and a lot of CS difference. But to be fair, overall gold is not too bad, it's just 500 away. I'm not too sure how that works out, but the shutdown must have been good enough in the beginning. So let's see, Revenant here finding a lot of damage onto Aspect. This is enough. No, Aspect living with about 100 health after that Syndra ult comes through. And meanwhile Xin happy to take in his plates. Oh, they fell just before he could secure a plate. How unfortunate for Xin. Let's see. A lot of push coming out. It's looking very SKT heavy at the moment. It's just macro and CS all across the board looking a bit better. Despite the first two objectives, we seem to be slowing down as Scuffed Ratones are not finding the plays they need. Now Herald will be coming up soon. Do we send support for it? Do we trade? Let's see how it goes. Oh, there it is. Synth ults in. The flash instantly onto Jabrizi. There's a flash for a flash. Zelian gets stunned, but he just simply ults out. Oh, Sinister! Oh, loses an auto. Here comes Revenant though. That's the flash. That's the stun. A huge ult by Zelian. And there's the first kill onto Sinister, but Locke gets the kill with the CC chain here from the rel. Locke is able to stun Revenant, but not much happens soon after. So a 1-for-1 trade there. Sinister falling for Zelian. So we do see both ADCs finishing their Yontals. Let's see what can be done here. It still feels a bit SKT favored here, especially with that roam from Revenant. Let's keep in mind Syndra has no flash at the moment. We could try and find a combination between the Swain E and the Viego stun to maybe catch him off guard. Let's see how it goes. So Herald is spawning now. Seems like SKT are in a better position to try and take it, but not while Synth is on the way. Synth here is coming. Might be trying to help on this Herald, but it seems like he prefers to help out in the bot lane, and he prefers to go around the dragon. So let's see how this works out for him. So everyone getting their recalls off. We see some first items being completed if there's ever a time. Oh, a whiffed ult by Torna Starlet. Barely sidestepped there by Aspect, but this is enough. It is not. The CC chain coming out of Sejuani and Syndra is enough to finish him off. Not too sure about the Swain pickup. Currently it's not really working out for them, and that is going to be a mid lane turret potentially on top of what could be a dragon. SKT have seriously survived two dragon plays with the same play of ganking Aspect here. Meanwhile in top, Sin finishes off the top tier 1 and also manages to escape. So that's a big play for SKT. There's the mid lane turret and there's Dragon getting started. Sinister is here to show that he means business, but he instantly goes away to the wave as he wants to collect that farm. I don't really think Scuffed Ratones have what it takes to challenge this dragon though. Viego needs a lot of help to get the play across. Let's see here. Darkin, despite being on that Ergot, is having a hard time finding the place. Let's see if we can maybe make this Ergot work a bit better. It's going to be really good with the Viego, really good with the Twitch. And here comes... Oh, the flip barely misses there. Pretty sure Shin can kind of dash away and escape to safety, so that's exactly what happens. See a bit of quiet time here before the upcoming objective. I'm surprised they didn't go for Herald just yet, but SKT in a very dominant position at the moment. See Sinister rushing his Lord Bombs. He knows that Sejuani is just so naturally tanky, and it's only him and Swain that could potentially take down this Sejuani. Herald getting started here by SKT. As Lucy, Toyota Starlet joining them in the river. There is Teleport getting used by Revenant. The ult whiffs as Toyota Starlet starts off the fight. There's the ult from Camille onto Sinister. Sinister falls as Synth is next up on the list. The CC is too much. Lock flashes out, but it's not enough. A shutdown going over onto Darkin, and that's a double kill with Zelian falling as well. Aspect really liked this fight, a prolonged fight with mid-range. Swain ult getting a lot of value in this fight. Shutdown again for Darkin. That's a big fight for Scuffed Ratones as they keep getting these shutdowns, keep getting these kills. Overall, it's going to be a 4-for-2 in favor of Scuffed Ratones. And there you go. The Herald is taken up by the Scuffed Ratones as Viego melts it. And so far it's looking once again very balanced as a game. We're only 2k apart, so it's really nice to see overall a lot of great teamwork potential here from both sides. Let's see how we can sort of support this and carry it on to the mid to late game. Alright, so let's see here as the Atakan is getting started. We do know that SKT are kind of strong right now, but here comes Scuffed Ratones. There's the ult from Ergod, there's the ult from Rakan. That is the Sejuani ult getting used onto Darkin. Zelian ults right away. And there we go, Sinister in the backline shooting up the remainder of SKT. That's a lot of damage coming out. Sinister still living. That's oh no, the Atakan is shredding Scuffed Ratones. This really was a scuffed fight, otherwise it would have been won by the Ratones. Such great positioning there from Sinister. Aspect arriving a bit late to the fight, but overall contributing as much as he could. Wow, this is a really close match so far. Everything is so back and forth. We can't really dictate who will win this or who is the clear winning choice. Let's see it as yet another recoil happens here. Let's see it here. So SKT of course showing their dominance here, but SR, despite being a bit behind in gold, not giving up. Viego is just one reset away from getting those kills. We see Lord Dom's complete now for Sinister, but oh no, Synth gets caught out here as the Syndra stun into ult is a bit too much to handle. Aspect is also caught out as Zin is from the other side. SKT have sandwiched the Scuffed Ratones and potentially secured the dragon here, as we see the remainder of Scuffed Ratones pushing in the mid lane, trying to get something for this play as the mid lane turret is falling here. Zelian thinking about defending here. Oh, we see Sinister going deeper now with the Herald. Is it going to be enough? It shouldn't be. Oh, there's a flash from Zelian, barely missing that engage. Darkin's dash gets blocked in. Zin flashes onto Sinister. Sinister flashes back. That's a lot of damage coming out, and there goes Zelian, but sadly Lock is already down and Darkin is the last to fall. That is going to be a 4-for-1 in favor of SKT as SR following the initial engage there from Sinister with the Herald. So So let's see here. Atakan is up next and getting taken. So this game is sort of taking a turn for the worst if you're Scuffed Ratones, but if you're SKTT0, you're kind of chilling at the moment. Shin top, staggering performance on his Camille. In the meanwhile as well, Revenant has been doing really well. Toyota Starlet, ever consistent on his Sejuani. Last games we didn't even see him take down a death, so it's really nice to see how he's been doing. Let's see, food is here, so I'm not typing. Alright, let's see, good luck and enjoy your food. Bon appetit. Alright. How do Scuffed Ratones get out of this one? Well, I would really need Zelian to flash in, do all his stuff with it. Alright, Toyota Starlet does something like that as well, where his ult misses, but it doesn't seem like they're gonna capitalize on it, as SR is still kind of trying to dodge. Zelian dodging that stun as well beautifully. It seems like Darkin is looking for trouble. Can he take on Xin though? That is a 3-item Camille versus a 2-item Ergot, and he will indeed flash away. Alright, Rebinold as well. I've been talking about Xin and Toyota Scarlet, but Rebinold has been really strong this game as well, having a 3k gold lead at the moment above his opponent. Gibrizi, although he typically plays support, you can see he's doing really well on his Sivir. 40 CS up, no deaths, and 10 KDA overall there. Oh, Rebinold and Scarlet find Lock ults away, and that is Sint with the rescue. Meanwhile here we see Sinister trying to finish up his Infinity Edge. That will be a big power spike for the Scuffed Ratones. And here we go, Jin is gonna dash in onto Aspect. That's a lot of damage coming out of Xin, and a lot of damage coming out of Aspect, to be honest, but the damage from Xin is just simply too much to hold on to. And at the same time, Baron was ongoing as well, as Locke gets stunned up. He can't really steal that. There's the ult from Rebinold to finish off Locke, and Baron on top is secured by SKTT0. Alright guys, I think at this point we can definitely see that SKT have a very strong upper hand. Not too sure this is something that SR Scuffed Ratones can come away from, as we do see the Soul Dragon now spawning, and I would assume it's also going to be taken by SKT in the upcoming seconds. Alright, so Dragon is indeed being taken here. Let's see, Rebinold once again trying to find the pick. Look at that damage onto Darkin. He's already at half health, and we still haven't even started the fight. Dragon is secured. That's Dragon Soul for SKTT0, which is really good for them. They have 3 fire dragons here with Syndra and Sivir, who really like those raw stats. There's Locke, he finds the stun onto Rebenold, but the flash from Rebenold coming out, Locke gets engaged on, instantly taken out. Synth a bit too far ahead, also gets bursted. Sinister trying his best to kite out, but yeah, he's trying to play safe with all those ultimates. Man, that's a disaster. Rebenold also finished off Aspect there in the meanwhile, with Darkin being the last to stand and falling soon after. This is an ace, and I would assume this could be game as well with the Baron buff and the mid lane push. Altogether, an excellently played series here by SKT. A bit back and forth in the beginning, but they managed to find the edge in the later fights and then take it all home for the victory. Wow, SKT0 proving themselves worthy of that number 2 slot there in the group stages.